Hi everyone and welcome to my mixed media channel. It is Karen here with you today. Today I'm going to share with you a page that I have done in my extra large Dina Journal. And I'm using some, rice paper from Stamperia. So I've got this image here, and what I'm doing is I'm just ripping off the cut edge so that it's a little bit softer around the edges. So just getting that done. So she's going to fit in quite nice. And I also had a couple of other little bits left over from another project, so I thought that I would use those as well. So what I'm doing is I'm using some Stamperia mixed media glue, which is basically a gel medium, and I've put that onto my page and put my rice paper over the top, and now you can see me putting more glue over the top of the image, and I'm smoothing the glue out from the middle outwards to get rid of those bubbles and creases and things that I've got that I might have happening underneath. So I'm just gluing on those bits at the top and bottom as well, those extra bits that I had. Just wiping off my brush with the glue before I put it into the water, just to help minimize the amount of glue that I need to wash out. So now I'm just going to give it a bit of a dry. Doesn't take too long. Because of the glue, it actually does dry quite quickly, depending on your weather, obviously. Here it's the middle of winter, so it does take a little bit longer for things to dry. So there she is. So now I'm just getting out some paints. I've got some paper artsy paints in coral and prawn, because I thought that they matched in with the flowers the best with the other paints and things that I had. I think these two matched in the best. And I've also got some Prima there, and that's steampunk copper. So I'm just mixing that in as well into the pink and orange, just to help blend those colours in together. So I'm just smooshing that around the edges, bringing it in a little bit over the edge of the rice paper, and now I'm just wiping a little bit off where I've gone a bit too far. Always the way. I always have this tendency of covering up my collage papers when I don't really want to. So now I'm just giving that paint a bit of a dry, making sure that it's all nice and dry. Now my stencil that I've got there is also from Stamperia, and I'm using what's it called? It's called a glamour paste, and I decided to use the pink. And I kind of wish now that I'd used the gold, because I think the pink gets lost on this one. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's super pretty, the glamour paste. It's so fine, like the shimmer in it and the glitter and everything. And it's really lovely to work with. Yeah, it's awesome stuff. You should check it out. I'll put a link to it below in the description box. Now, I've also grabbed some Stamperia stamps, and I've just stamped a little bit around the bottom and the top, just with a flower and some music script. So now I've got some sprays out, but unfortunately my sprays are all clogged up. So I've just tipped a little bit out of the bottle into my palette, and I'm just using a fan brush to splatter it on. Now, I like to use a fan brush because I think it gives a much even splatter effect than some of the other paint brushes, and yeah, I just think it's a little bit nicer and a little bit finer. But I tend to go a little bit, I have today. I've gone way overboard with my splatters. So she's looking very speckledy, very poxy, as some might say. I've given her the pox real bad. Anyway, it's interesting and it's cool. It's just how it worked out for the day. So what I'm doing there is I've just grabbed a Stabilo oil pencil, and I'm just reinforcing the lines in her hair, because they kind of got a little bit lost in amongst all the speckles. And now I'm just adding a few little bits in with some Posca pen, and that's it. So here's there's a picture of it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe.